Hey there, this class is all about connecting with your inner warrior. So get ready to make contact with that warrior on the mat. Welcome to Gentle Restorative. My name is Sandra. Take a comfortable seat, close your eyes, and give me a deep breath and hold it. Now let it go through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale the arms up. And then let's bring the hands home to the heart in prayer pose, where we can pause to set our intention for our practice. When you're ready, go ahead, release the hands. So I'm going to stretch out both legs. Start off in Dandasana, staff pose. So hands are placed by the hips, palms down. Sit up nice and tall, flex the feet. Let's just close our eyes right here. Since we haven't done anything yet, this might feel like a pretty good stretch. So breathe into it if so. If you cannot stand this right now, it's just too much. Soft bend of the knees should alleviate some of that stretch. Follow the breath. And then let's take both arms forward and up. Hands together, exhale to the heart. We're going to work on stretching out the legs a little bit. So I'm going to give you an option here. Option A, pull the left foot in, so you're set up in Janu Shirshasana. Option B, if you'd rather, you can take that left leg alongside you, get the top of the foot to the ground. So whichever makes you happier, and then keep that front foot flexed. We're going to sit up tall and start to hinge our way down into this fold. So take your time, play around with the movement and stretch. And then we're slowly coming back up. Left hand to the outside of that right knee. Right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, take your twist to the right. When you get to an exhale, come on back to center. Stretch that left leg back out into staff pose. Plant the hands, sit up tall. Close your eyes. We're going to keep the left leg straight. Right side, you can either pull that foot in or take that leg alongside you. Again, sit up tall, and when you're ready, gently come on down into a stretch. And then you'll make your way back up. Stretch out that right leg. Let's take the hands behind us, fingers facing in, lean into the elbows, keep the feet flexed. All we're doing here is lifting up the heart, letting the head gently tip back. Breathe it in. Big exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time as you exhale, let the spine round out, sink, drop the chin. All right, go ahead, come back up. I want you to get the legs around behind us so we can find table. You might want your blocks nearby. Never a bad thing. And as you just start to, I don't know, you can go right to cat-cow if you want to, or if you'd rather sway from side to side, you could do that. I just want you to move here, do it feels good to you. What tonight's theme is about is your inner warrior. And I was thinking about this because perhaps you remember from earlier in the pandemic or from one of the earlier videos, I chose to take all the hair on this side of my head and buzz it because I was looking for my inner warrior and it made me feel really badass. Well, then about, I don't know, a month and a half ago, 2 months, I decided to start growing all this out, and it's at a really ugly, awkward, weird looking stage. And I was thinking about how sometimes we do need something tangible to help us tap into that inner warrior, but the inner warrior isn't in the haircut and it's not in the totem, right? It's always inside, hence inner warrior. And so I'm kind of wondering what you use to tap into your inner warrior. So I want you to think about that. And we'll incorporate some warrior poses just to complete our theme and take it full circle. All right, if you haven't already, now let's find cat-cow. When you're ready, come back to table, tuck the toes. Let's slowly make our way into downward facing dog and walk it out. So then as you're thinking about what allows you to tap into that inner warrior, feel a little bit closer to it, I'm also kind of wondering what pose on the yoga mat feels badass to you. I'll give you an opportunity later to find that pose. All right, bring your knees back down. Perfect. Let's get that right foot, step it forward, ankle right beneath the knee. This might be where you'd want your blocks, at least to help push you up. We're going to get the hands up on top of that right thigh. So we're in half warrior A. All right, go ahead and pull the stomach in, tuck the pelvic bone just a little bit underneath you. Find your balance. It's okay if you feel like your balance is wobbling all over. Totally normal. And then let's take the arms up. Big inhale. Exhale. Arms are coming down and behind you in Yoga Mudra. Decide if you want to have your gaze straight on center. Would you rather lift the gaze or would you rather drop it? Completely up to you. So as you look for that inner warrior on the mat too, I want you to notice like which of those three options feels strong. Deepen that breath. All right, as I release my hand, that right arm is going to stay behind me, right up against my low back. I'm going to inhale the left arm up. Exhale, left hand is coming all the way down inside my right foot or to the block. So that's up to you. Now, lengthen out the spine here and pull back on that top shoulder, the right one. So right shoulder and elbow pull back You're opening the heart and the gaze up to the ceiling. Deepen the breath. Nice job. On your next inhale, take the right arm all the way up to the sky. Pause here to stretch. When you're ready to exhale, we're going to bring that right hand down, either to your mat or to your block. And then that back leg, I'm going to pivot on the knee. So I'm just sweeping the foot straight behind me so that I can just come on up into half warrior B. So you should be facing one of the long edges of your mat. Well, I guess it depends how you threw your mat out. You're not facing forward at the camera anymore. You will in a second, so don't worry about it. Drop the right elbow to the right thigh. Lengthen that spine again, because we don't want to round over in this, right? Inhale that left arm up, and then let the arm come overhead. Deepen the breath. You can close your eyes. Be careful, that might throw off the balance a little bit. And then you're ready to find that warrior. All right, as the left arm starts to come down, pull the right arm up. Right arm facing forward. Your gaze is right over the middle finger on that arm. Left arm behind you. Yeah. So now you're looking towards most likely your screen. Breathe. Take the right palm, turn it up to the ceiling. And then a little mini reverse warrior here. Left arm drops, right arm reaches up and over. Back to our half warrior B, arms reaching out in each direction. And then I'm just going to cartwheel the hands down. That will enable me to get my weight forward so I can repivot on that left knee. And then come on back to table. Go ahead and move around. All right, when you're ready, tuck the toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Cleansing exhale. Release the legs to the earth. Step that left foot forward. Make sure the ankle is right under the knee. Use your blocks if you want to, but we're coming on up. Feel your balance, or lack of, that's okay. That's acknowledging where we're at today, right? Arms are going forward and up. Release the arms behind you, Yoga Mudra. Take the gaze wherever you want it to go. And I guess kind of thinking about what you chose as far as the location of your head. On the other side, I chose to look straight ahead because it felt really strong. On this side, I feel like I want to acknowledge the humble warrior within. And so I felt like dropping my chin. So just acknowledging where you're at and kind of trying to decipher what that means for you. As my fingers untangle, the left arm is going to stay behind my low back. I'm going to inhale that right arm up. And then I'm bringing it all the way down inside that left foot or to a block. Once I'm safely secure on the ground, I'm going to take the left shoulder and left elbow and open up the heart. When you get to an inhale, stretch that left arm up to the ceiling. And when you get to an exhale, release that hand all the way down. We're now going to pivot on the right knee. I'm taking the foot to my left out behind me. And then when you're ready, just open up the body and you should be facing the other side of your mat. Left elbow to the left thigh. Inhale that right arm up, reach it overhead. As you're ready, half warrior B. So arms are straight out, gaze is over the left hand. Open the palm on the left hand. When you're ready, reverse warrior. And then we're cartwheeling the hands all the way down. Once you're balanced, you're safe, you're stable, you can pivot on that right knee again, and then pull that left leg back. So from here, let's take this to child's pose, knees wide, feet together. If you want to prop to support your child's pose, go ahead and grab it. So hopefully you're still kind of thinking about what inspires that inner warrior on and off the mat. What pose really, makes you feel tough on the mat. And I'm wondering, can that be child's pose? Can Balasana, where you are right now, be the pose that sparks the warrior inside? Does it have to be something big? Does it have to be something strong? Does it have to be something tough? Or can it be something humble, vulnerable, quiet? When you're ready, start to walk the hands back in. And then if you have a strap, this would be a great time to grab it. You do not need a loop in it. Mine still has one from last time. All right, coming down onto our backs, because I want to eke in warrior C, but I kind of rather do it the gentle restorative way. So let's lay all the way back. If you want your blanket underneath your neck or your head, totally fine. And then grab your strap somewhere in about the middle, and we'll get that around the bottom of the right foot, sending that leg up to the ceiling. Flex both feet. So if you can envision dumping this pose over, so you're standing on the right foot rather than it holding up the ceiling, that's warrior C, right? Balanced on one foot, the other leg lifts to find itself parallel to the ground and to the spine. And then we find something to do with our arms. Right now we're hanging onto the strap, but if you don't need the strap and you further want to simulate Virabhadrasana C, you could either Take the arms overhead. You could take them down alongside you. You could take your hands to your heart. Whatever makes you happy. We're just going to hang right here. Close your eyes. Breathing in strength. Breathing in energy for that inner warrior to feed upon. And allowing your thoughts to kind of drift through your category of yoga poses. Remember, yoga is not about the poses. It's not about the asana. However, I do want you to think of a pose that does make you feel pretty badass, because that's the energy and the spirit I want to create on the mat tonight. So keep thinking. Isn't this pose so much easier to balance when you're lying on your back? We deserve that compassion. Deep inhale. Soft exhale. And then I'm going to bend that right leg so I can get the strap. Stretch that right leg out on the mat. Close your eyes, let go. Hopefully you noticed a lot of sensation in the right leg and you allowed yourself to be present with that. You might still feel that sensation, but it's dwindling. So being present is about being aware and just noticing some of these little things that, maybe on any other day we wouldn't notice. So let's try Warrior C on the other side. So go ahead and pull that left foot in, get the strap around the ball of that foot, send the leg on up. Both feet are flexed. I think this is good practice for Warrior C, doing it on the floor as well, because here we can really feel and acknowledge that the hips are level. Whereas when we're balanced on one leg and we lift the other leg out behind us, oftentimes that's the hip that wants to open up. So relying on some cellular memory here for the next time that you choose to do a standing Warrior C. When you're ready, draw that leg in, release the strap, stretch the left leg out, close your eyes. We're going to stay right here, but I'm going to let go of that strap and set it off to the side. I kind of had it resting on my abdomen. So this is an option. Make sure you have healthy shoulders, or don't do this. Take the left arm if you want to. And this helps to bend that left leg, get the foot on the mat so you can tip into the right hip for a moment. I want to get that left arm underneath my low back. I'm going to resettle my weight on that forearm and then stretch out the left leg. If your shoulder does not like this, then what? That's correct. I heard that out there somewhere. We are not doing it. Yes. Perfect. So it's always an option. Take your focus to your breath. We're going to inhale to the count of 4. Hold for the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4. Hold for the count of 4. Go ahead. All right, finish that breath cycle that you're on. When you're ready, we're going to replant that left foot. Push into the right hip so we can free this left arm. I'm going to straighten the left leg back out and then take the left arm, reach it across the heart chakra, use that right hand to help stretch it out. And then release. So put the right foot on the mat, push into the left hip. If your shoulder is okay with this, bring the right forearm underneath the low back. Resettle your weight. Stretch out the right leg. Close your eyes. And again, taking your focus to the breath. Let's go back to counting the breath in a series of 4s, just like we did. Finish the breath count that you're on. And then plant that right foot, tip into the left hip, slide the right arm out. And then as you straighten out the right leg, take the right arm across the heart. Left hand will help stretch it out. All right. Release the arms, close your eyes for a moment. If you have not thought of your yoga pose that connects to your inner warrior, this is your last chance. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It's just something that makes you feel really strong. So I have this quote for you by Yamiro Masashi. The quote is, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. So trust me, there's more than one pose to help you find that inner warrior and that inner strength. So don't worry if you feel like you perhaps haven't thought of all the poses and maybe you've chosen the wrong one. I highly doubt it. More than one way to tap into that energy. All right, I'm going to have you roll to a side in the fetal position. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. And slowly push your way back up to a seated pose. So when you get there, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to visualize yourself in the pose that you have chosen. That pose that makes you feel strong, makes you feel badass on the mat, and it really connects to your warrior. See yourself doing it. And the reason I want you to see yourself doing it in your head is because if you have any concerns that you might not be completely safe in that pose without an instructor standing nearby, I want you to switch poses. I do not want you putting yourself in harm's way. And it is okay to replace the first pose with the second. Remember, more than one way up that mountain. In fact, kind of just occurred to me that maybe it's not a pose that taps into your strength. Maybe it's a particular transition, like going from cat to cow or from table to dog, or maybe it's a vinyasa, a series of poses connected with the breath. You do you, you get to pick. All right, so give me a deep breath in. Huge exhale. And let's go. So I'm going to stand. Well, maybe I might pick a different pose only because I don't think my standing will keep me in the camera shot. Let's see if I can. Kind of. All right, we'll give this a try. I was thinking triangle. I love this pose. So if your pose is going to be on both sides, I'll give you extra time to get there and do that. So, and again, like I said, you might do a transition. I love triangle because there is such strength utilized in this pose, but I also do appreciate transitioning from triangle. Breathe. If you're holding your pose and you need to come out of it, don't wait for me to tell you. And then let's slowly take a break. That might mean coming back down to the mat just to recoup. It might be just, I don't know what pose you're in. It might be just straightening out one side of the body. I just want to take a little pause before we switch to the other side. And so you might tap into the sensations that you feel on the side of the body that you stretched. If you were in a pose that encompassed the whole body, maybe it was child's pose, then Just kind of feeling the relaxation, vulnerability from that type of pose. All right, when you're ready. If your pose goes to the other side, let's do the other side. If it doesn't, go back into the first pose or choose a second one. Totally up to you. Take your focus to the heart chakra, center of the heart space. And then say something in your head, such as, like, I, so and so, fill in the blank with your name, and tapping into my inner warrior. Strong, powerful, consistent breath. All right, give me another deep breath in. Exhale, slowly meander out of your chosen pose. Come on back to the earth. Well, you might still be on the earth, right? But let's set up for something a little restorative so we can let that all kind of sink in. So let's go ahead and grab the bolster. And I'm going to prop the far end of mine. You don't have to. We're just coming into a supported child's pose. Turn your head to one side, close your eyes. Kind of thinking the blanket on my low back would be good too, so you could always add your other props that you have. Get creative. And just start to soften and let go here. It's okay for warriors to have downtime. When you're ready, keep your eyes closed. Just turn your head in the other direction. Deep breath in. Let go of the breath, and when you're ready, slowly push your way back up. So I'm going to grab my bolster still. I'm going to just put it on the middle of my mat. I'm going to sit on it. Grab your blanket. If you don't have a blanket, it's okay. I want to open this up so I can fold it into a really long kind of noodle looking thing. So just long, thin. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the middle of that blanket over my feet, and then I'm just going to let my knees fall open. Here, we might want the blocks, but I want you to see first. I'm going to take this extra piece of blanket on one side, and I'm just going to get it underneath my thigh. So I lifted my leg a little bit. It's wedged between my bolster and my thigh. That might be enough to hold the legs in place. Give that a good tug. If not, add your blocks. Can't hurt to have both anyway. And then close your eyes. Your inner warrior got to come out and play on the mat. And then we found a very restorative, restful position. And here I just want you to reconnect, kind of relive all that. Feel the energy of the warrior, but allow the warrior to be calm and still. And then we're going to further work on clearing the energy around us. So what I want you to do is, I want you to have the backs of each hand on your knees for a moment. So the palms are open. And I want you to visualize a glowing white light in each palm. These are lights of healing, lights of love, cleansing. And so what I want you to do, and you can open your eyes if you want to, I'm just going to slowly stretch my arms out, kind of down towards the earth. I have my palms open because I'm holding those beautiful lights. You know how when you take a light in the dark and you move it around real fast and you can see the line it's making? It's almost as if that light lingers. That's what I want you to picture. So as you slowly take your arms up, I want you to visualize these streaks of that white energy. Hands come all the way up above you. Don't worry, you won't drop the lights. Palms together. Hands to the heart. I have my hands loosely cupped so that I'm holding on to that energy. I can see this beautiful arc of light that I brought around me and then down to the heart. So I want you to picture that it's clearing your space, it's cleansing, it's moving anything out in a way that we've hung on to today and we don't need, right? Bring the arms back down. Do that again. This time, close your eyes. Inhale, slowly take the arms up to see the lights. Hands gently come together and release to the heart. That light is spilling down towards you. Release the arms. Inhale, take them up. Exhale, back to the heart. Keep going. Last one. And with your hands at your heart, thank your inner warrior for coming out to play. Thank your inner warrior for always being present within, regardless of what you need to do or feel you need to do externally to embrace that connection. And then allow your mind to express gratitude for something that happened today. Release your hands. Deep inhale. Truly cleansing exhale. And as quietly, with as little movement as possible, let's go ahead, untangle ourselves from our blankets, and come on down to set up in Shavasana. Move slowly. Want to keep some of the peace here. Maybe it's simply just keeping your eyes closed. Shavasana is corpse pose, so getting comfortable on your back, however that means to you, with whatever props you want or without any props. When you're comfortable, you feel settled, close your eyes. Soften the breath. Start to feel the weight of your back body pushing down against your mat. Soften the muscles in the face, cheeks, the eyes, the forehead. Each exhale, allow yourself to feel heavier and more relaxed. Letting go. Letting go as you go deeper and deeper into a place of stillness and peace. And I want you to visualize perhaps the space next to you on your mat. And I want you to mentally prepare that space as an invitation for your inner warrior to join you in Shavasana, to sit beside you and perhaps have a conversation, or for your inner warrior to relay some of your own inner wisdom that you yourself are unaware of at this moment. And then just embrace that connection. I'll let you know when it's time to put that inner warrior back. You'll hear my voice when it's time to come out of Shavasana. If you're still having a conversation with your inner warrior, where you pause to offer thanks and gratitude for being joined on your mat. And then allow yourself to reabsorb or allow back in that inner warrior. Feeling strong, healthy, energetic. Give me a deep inhale. Loud exhale. Bring some movement back into the body. And then simply lay your hands across your heart. The light in me bows to the light in you. And when I'm in that place in me and you're in that place in you, then we become one. Namaste.